Welcome to the Swell Suite, everybody. Happy Wine Wednesday. Glad you're back with us in the month of February, which is super special because it is Black History Month, and all of our guests this month are going to be bliggity black. So, we're going to kick it off with my special guest, Jaton Gunter, and he is a sommelier. He's a wine writer. He writes a blog, and he wrote a book called Fruit in a Glass. And we have a really cool discussion about how he found wine and what inspired him to learn more about wine and start teaching folks about wine. So I hope you enjoy the show. Cheers. I am here with a very special guest. Sir, please introduce yourself to our listeners.
Well, my name is Jaton Gunter. I am a author of Fruit and Glass, Wine Myths, Facts, and Opinions. I'm also owner of Grapes and Sand Publishing, and I'm a certified sommelier. That's pretty much my what I'm doing right now. I'm also owner of a wine-focused fashion brand type store, online store.
Nice. So, and that is the hat that you're wearing?
Yeah, this is my fig hat. Yeah, that's my logo. A lot of people don't know that my logo is actually the cover of my book. On the cover of my book, it's me balancing a glass of wine on my head. And like on the front
Oh,
of
it
it.
certainly is. Yes.
And
Yes,
so
it is.
I love that, and I decided to make that my logo. So
Genius.
that's my logo. So that's what I got right here on the top of my head. Yeah.
Love it. I love that. So let's go back a bit. For those who don't know you, how did you exactly get into wine? Because I read your book, and it seems like women were the reason that you got into wine.
Well,
Tell me how that happened.
You gotta understand, like, I'm in college, and in college, you're in a new world of all these beautiful women, and like, what are you gonna do to separate yourself from everybody else? And first of all, my father's a preacher, and does not drink at all.
Okay.
And so when I got in college, I didn't drink either, and I decided, you know what? Like right before I turned 21, I lived in an apartment complex, and I told my friends, okay, this is your chance. You guys wanted to see me drink? Let's drink. And I found out that night that I have a really high tolerance. And so when I found out that I had a really high tolerance for alcohol, I said, okay, I'm not going to drink to get drunk. First of all, I won't have any money. I'll like money, I'll lose all my money. Second of all, like, my father's a preacher, so I'm not going to drink to get drunk. If I want to drink something, I want to drink something I like.
Sure.
And so I decided to try wine, and it's been a slippery slope ever since. I just tasted a little bit, started realizing that I had a palate for it, and I also wanted something to kind of separate myself from the pack, and wine and women tend to go together. At that time, that's what I thought. And I've been women, and also because I wanted to like not drink to get drunk were the two reasons why I decided to get into wine. And now I love the stuff, and
yeah. So how did you get to a place where you were just enjoying wine, impressing the girls and whatnot, and to like growing a business with wine? How did you get there?
So for a long time, I've been drinking wine all the way through college. A lot of my friends who I grew up with, we drank malt liquor, hard stuff. And
gotta start somewhere.
And I kind of, over time, because I was getting into wine, I started getting my friends into wine. And because I was telling them about it, I wanted to learn more. So if they had questions, I can answer them. And ever since then, I just kind of started thinking more about it. And then I started working at AT&T, a corporate job. And being honest with you, I made a lot of money at that time, but I hated my job. Like it was a problem. Even though money was coming in great, I was living by myself in downtown San Jose, California. I just was not enjoying my life. And so I kept on drinking wine throughout that time and started learning more and more about it. And my friend, who is relatively well off, we would have these weekly dinners. He'd take us out to, like, the whole crew out to eat, all on him. And I would get a chance to try wine. Like, he'd always look at me and be like, you pick the wine. And so I started looking at the list, finding out more.
So he be paying for your dinner and the wine, and you get to pick it?
I get to pick the wine.
That's a damn good friend.
I know, he's a great friend. Yeah, shout out to Nick. Yeah, he used to take the whole crew out too, which was crazy. He would take everybody out because he just loved to hang out and have conversation. and we drink bottle after bottle of wine. I'd be pairing it with certain foods, and that
Wow.
turned into how am I going to escape my business, like where I work at? How am I going to escape that? And I guess turn this into a business. So originally I started like purchasing wine, private buying for people, help them set up their wine cellars and wine collections. Um, and then it went from there. It went from there.
Hmm.
I kind of I went to International Culinary Institute and got my certification, my certified song
Hmm.
thing, and then from there it's been kind of how am I going to do more. First love has always been writing, and so I was trying to figure out a way to kind of incorporate writing in the wine stuff, and that's why I wrote the book. Part of why I wrote the
Gotcha.
book.
That's a
Yeah.
great story.
Oh, thank you.
That's a do you think that because you're in California, do you think that has anything to do with how you progressed in wine?
It made it easy. I'll tell
Sure.
you that. Like
Hmm.
wine is everywhere in California.
Yeah, it
We don't
is.
just have Napa out here. Like we have in
Yeah.
Sonoma, even though I love those two areas. We have Livermore. We have Santa Barbara. Paso Robles. We have all these crazy great places in Mendocino that make outstanding wine, world class wine, and
Hmm.
when you have them all at your fingertips, where you can just drive a couple hours to one region and drive another hour to another region, it makes it relatively easy to kind of, if you want to get into wine. And that was another thing too. Like when I first got into the wine game, I didn't see hardly anybody of my complexion in there,
Mm.
and I would go into these tasting rooms and I'd be like, what is going on? Like there's no black people.
Yeah.
And so another reason I wrote the book was because I wanted to make the barrier of entry into the wine game a little bit easier for people that are of my complexion. So like it's for everybody. It's an educational book for everybody. It's fun read, but
Yeah.
it's not just about that. It's about like I also wanted it to be for people who maybe were intimidated by wine to
Hmm.
be able to see it in an easy light and say it's just fruit and glass. It's nothing more complex than that. It's as basic as that, or as complex as that if you want it to be.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
And so I have your book here. Now we got to talk about this ice and wine. You're totally against it.
Okay, listen. I'm not totally against it. The thing is, there are reasons to put ice in wine,
Hmm.
but I kind of wrote that title of the chapter to kind of I wanted people to go into that chapter
Right.
and read it. To
Yeah.
grab their eyes.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so working where I work at, right now. I do part-time sommelier work in San Francisco in Union Square at a place called Eno Wine Bar. And what used to drive me crazy was people would like ask for a glass of Chardonnay, for example,
Hmm.
and say, "Can I get ice?" and throw the ice in the Chardonnay. And I'm okay with some of the Chardonnay that they do that if it's like too oaky or whatever. It's not your palate, but you just want
Hmm.
something refreshing. More power to you. But if somebody spent a lot of time trying to cultivate this wine to taste a certain way, and you're diluting it with ice, it could be. If I was the winemaker, I'd be annoyed.
Hmm.
But I'm not the winemaker, so it doesn't annoy me so much anymore. It's just something I want you. Like it's okay sometimes, especially if you spend a lot of money on say like a wine that may be a little off,
Yeah.
oxidized.
Hmm.
You don't want to waste that money. Throw some ice in it. Like make it
Hmm.
a fun little thing, and get through that wine so you feel like you didn't waste your money. I
Hmm.
understand that. It's just
Yeah.
icing wine for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
That's just how
One
it
of
is.
our co-hosts, Tanisha, she lives in France. She lives in Paris.
Uh,
And she said that they're starting to put ice and rosé in Paris. It's
that,
becoming a
that
thing.
you know what? I actually so there's a company that I did a review for because I put out a video about the ice and wine thing
Hmm.
maybe a couple years ago, and this rosé company from France hit me up and was like, "It's okay to put ice in wine, and
Yeah.
we're gonna send you a free bottle, and I want you to try it with ice." And so
Okay.
I did a review on the wine. It was actually really good. It's a solid wine, especially if you just want something refreshing and not totally
Right.
complex. Perfect wine for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
And so,
okay with it.
yeah. Okay. All right. I have never done it. Maybe
Not
I
my
will
thing.
venture out and try it.
It's not really my thing, but teach their own, So try not to judge.
Right. And so you also talk about glassware in your book. That
Yes.
seems very important to you. I have a big question for you. Do you
Yes.
still drink out of champagne flutes?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a,
You want to tell the
like
people
you.
why?
So I think champagne flutes are for aesthetics only. It looks really, really nice,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't knock anybody who does it. I mean, when we pour sparkling wine or champagne at our at the wine bar, we definitely pour it in flutes. For the
Mm-hmm.
staff, though, we normally drink it out of white wine glasses or we drink it out of a burgundy glass. Just
Mm.
depending
Oh, a
on like,
burgundy glass. Okay, that's
yeah.
new.
Well, it depends on like for me. It really depends on if I know the champagne already. So like
Mm-hmm.
if it's something that I know is going to be maybe a little closed off, a
Yeah.
little bit like it's not going to be expressive on the nose. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it in a burgundy glass, and like
Okay.
let some air get in it. But a lot of times it's out of white wine glass, and it's because of surface area. For everybody who's listening, you want to really have an experience with wine. You don't want to just drink it. You sometimes, specifically, if somebody put their hands in the soil and cultivated this wine for you, they have passion in that, and I actually want to honor that passion by, actually experiencing the wine as opposed to just drinking it. And so by experiencing it, you're looking at sight, like how it looks in the glass, whether you're doing blind tasting or not.
Mm-hmm.
Nose, you want to put your nose actually in the wine and figure out what's really going on there, and that's why we normally put it in a white wine glass, because you want the aromatics to come out a little bit more, and then you
Mm-hmm.
taste it after that. But that's just it's important for me to experience wine. Now, everybody else, I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm just talking. I love the idea of just experiencing the wine and like paying homage to the person who produced the wine.
I love it. I love that. So tell us a little bit more about your wine company. Do you offer any services?
I do. I do a lot of I do a lot of class. Well, I used to do a lot of classes, but I'm getting back to that
Mm-hmm.
where I do one where it's tasting like a professional. Of course, a lot of people I know online do that, and I do that quite a bit. I also do like a rosé all day class, which is really
Mm.
fun. Trying different types of rosés from all around the world. Um, and then there's also like tasting out of different types of glassware we were talking about with
Mm-hmm.
that, like trying to get people to understand that certain glassware is meant for certain types of varietals because it's going to hit your palate a certain way. It's the angle of the glass will make sure that it intensifies the way the wine lands on your palate. And then also do bubbles, of course. A lot of people love
Of
bubble parties.
course. Of
So
course.
I do like the difference between like champagne versus like a prosecco versus like cava, things of that nature. So I do that. I also will just pour wine at a party. I do corporate stuff. I do private stuff, and try to do different types of pricing tiers for people, whether they're just getting into wine, want to have some fun, or really want some education. I can do that too. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Did you attend what is it called? The Black Wine and Food Experience?
No, I was so mad. Okay, so I got to tell you what
Okay.
happened. Originally, like 2 months ago, Chef Mimi hit me up and said, "I hope you can come to this," because I think I reposted her event,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
I want to show support. And I was like, if I'm in town, I'll come, because my birthday was on the 26th, and I was like, I didn't know if I was gonna be gone past that or not. It was on January 26th. So I didn't know if I was gonna be here throughout the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then what ends up happening, I was like, okay, when I get the money together, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a ticket. A month prior to the event, I figured it wasn't gonna be sold out by then. It was already sold out.
Yeah.
With like a month and a quarter, it was already sold out. And I was just like, damn. And then people were online talking about, oh, you can buy a ticket. And then she puts out this PSA that don't buy resold tickets, because it could be they could be trying to get your money. And people were hitting me on the DM trying to, like, because they knew I wanted to go. Do you want to buy a ticket? And I was like, nah, I can't go. I can't do it. I really wanted to pull the trigger, though, to be honest. I was sitting there like, yo, I want to go so bad, but yeah, I missed it. So I got a couple things going on this month that are Black food and wine events, and especially because Oakland is kind of
Yeah.
a mecca for that. And
Yeah.
so I have one that I'm a vendor in, that I'm going to be selling some of my hats and my
Okay.
merchandise and books, and then there's another one at the end of the month that I'm looking forward to too. That is I got the lady that's running it just hit me up and was like, you coming? And I'm like, yeah. So I'm definitely going to that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, we definitely get jealous of you guys in Oakland because you have so many beautiful black, bliggity black events,
Yes.
and we love it.
It's where I was born. So I spent a lot of my early years in Oakland and then moved out to Antioch. So I have a I'm very that's my baby. That's where I'm from. That's my
Yeah,
love.
man, people from Oakland love Oakland.
Yeah,
My
yeah, we
goodness.
do.
I
We
love it. So
do.
much pride.
Yep. Gotta have it, you know. It's like it really is. It's like but we look at like Atlanta and DC the same way though. Like you guys,
I can see
there's a
that.
there's a lot of black culture out there. My mother's from
Yeah.
DC.
Oh, okay.
Hearing her talk the way she is about DC, even though she doesn't live there anymore,
Yeah.
uh, it shows it's like throughout my life I was always a lot of pride in DC. And we would
Hmm.
go visit my grandmother, who now lives out here with my mom and my dad. And it's just I just loved going there. I remember just a quick memory from DC.
Hmm.
I played basketball in high school. That was my love. And I went to go visit my grandmother because I got accepted into the Georgetown basketball camp. So I
Oh,
was
okay.
super juiced. I was like, I'm gonna go out there for a few days, and then I'm gonna go to the camp for a few days, and I'm gonna visit my grandmother. And so I'm hanging out with my grandma, and before I'm going to the camp, and she says, "Oh, you want to go visit your mother's old neighborhood?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can't wait. Let's go." So we're in her big old van, and I'm okay. So where I'm from in Oakland, I'm from back in the day. West Oakland was one of the worst parts of Oakland. It
Okay.
was it was pretty rough back then. It's called I'm from the bottoms, and I thought my hood was pretty rough. We're driving, we're driving
Hold
through
on.
my
What
mom.
neighborhood your mother grew up
We're
in?
driving through my mom's neighborhood. She said she's from the what is it, northwest? I think. Hold on. Yeah, southeast. She's from southeast.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so
Yeah.
we're driving through, and my grandmother's like, "Oh, we're gonna go visit your aunt," and I'm like, "We're getting out of the car. Like, where you got
That's
me?" And
so
she's like,
messed up.
she tells me, she says, they've done such good work around here. Like they cleaned up so much stuff. And I'm like, what? So I don't get nervous that often. I was nervous. I was like, I don't know if I want to get out the car. But it was cool though. The people were so sweet and like they were very inviting. Like, oh, we know who your mom is. Come over here. Like you're cooking for us.
Mm,
We had a great time. So that spirit was still there from
yeah.
like across the nation. It was beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't scare you too bad.
Nah,
Too bad.
nah.
Yeah.
If it was
Because
up
I'm
to
from
me, I'd be
Southeast
out
too.
there a lot more. Huh?
Because I'm from Southeast too.
Oh, you from Southeast
Hmm.
too?
Yep.
I knew you're from DC. I know you're from Southeast. That's
Yes.
wild.
Yeah. I certainly am. Yeah. Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
what, my mother said she went to what high school did she go to? Oh no, she said she went to Anacostia.
She went
Anacostia.
to Anacostia. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not
She
too
was
far. I grew up like maybe 10 minutes from Anacostia.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty close. Yep.
Okay. I'm trying to get out there. I'm trying to take her back out there because it's been a while, and I know
Mm.
she misses DC. So I want to go out there and actually, uh, like kind of see the wine culture out there, and
Oh,
then also
yeah.
get my mom to
Yeah.
have
You
some
know, we
wine.
got a big wine community out here.
I know. I know. I
Yeah.
see y'all online. Y'all make noise.
Oh, yeah. Did you watch the Super Bowl and did you have anything special to eat and drink or did you pair anything?
So my Super Bowl, my aunt, I love my aunt. She basically told me that because we didn't celebrate my birthday, because me and
Hmm.
my lady were out of town for my birthday, so because we didn't celebrate your birthday when you were in town, because you're coming over my house for Super Bowl, let's just do like a joint your birthday and Super Bowl
Oh,
party.
nice.
So and they love to cook, and my aunt she puts her foot in shrimp creole, and so like she
Ooh,
made shrimp creole. She had a
yes,
crab
ma'am.
feed for me and everything, and I
Mm.
basically got some bubbles. I got a which one did I have? I had a I know I had a champagne, and it was it's escaping me right now, but
Hmm.
I paired it with champagne
Mm.
for the crab feed, and then for the shrimp creole, I did a rosé out of Languedoc.
Oh,
Ac-
nice.
Actually, the Domaine de Nizas is the one for the rosé because I'm still had half a bottle I'm sipping on right now. So
That
yeah,
sounds wonderful.
I was so upset my team lost though, but it is what it is. So
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. My
it's all
condolences.
it's all good. What y'all do out there for the What you do out there for the Super Bowl?
Let's see what I did. So I didn't leave the house on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah,
So I sort of made snacks all day. So I
okay,
recently got an air fryer. So
interesting.
yeah. So I air fried some vegetables. Like I did carrots, I did broccoli, and like
Ooh,
like an air fryer is like a slow roast, or a fast roast rather, but
Okay.
everything comes out kind of crunchy. So just think of like carrot fries. I made some broccoli, and then
Ooh.
I had crab legs.
Oh, so you
Um,
did crab too?
yeah, I did crab legs, and I had some shrimp, and I was also all day slow cooking some chicken for like
Okay.
tacos and nachos and stuff. So I was literally eating
Mm.
stuff all day. And I had bubbles also. I had a really beautiful kava that I recently found. And then I had a tokai. I
Oh, I
found
love
a,
so pie.
yeah, I found a tokai, which is rare.
Yeah,
And, but it was really nice. Yeah. So
for
I had
me,
those two. And
such
yeah,
a good varietal.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was a good day. Really good day.
yeah. That's love right there. I
Oh,
love all
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love to cook too. I'm not that. I mean, I'm alright, but I love to cook too. It's like
Hmm.
my time to kind of unwind. I throw some music on. I look crazy in the kitchen because I'll be in there dancing and stuff, chopping up vegetables, having a good time. Yeah. My lady comes in, she's like, "What are you cooking again?" I'm like, "Yeah, leave me alone. I'm in my zone right now. Okay, I'm dancing. Let me do my thing."
So you mentioned your lady. Valentine's Day is coming up.
Mhm.
Do you have any advice for someone trying to plan something romantic with wine?
Yes, that's yeah. I can do that.
Okay.
I say start off if you're doing wine. You always want to start off with bubbles. Get that palate activated. Get
Mm.
it acclimated to whatever you're gonna taste, and more than likely it's gonna pair with whatever you're tasting anyway. Like earlier apps, it's gonna probably pair with them anyway. Next, I would say go into like a rosé. I like rosé for that because rosé is
Hmm.
also kind of under the radar great pairing wine too.
Yeah,
And it's
absolutely.
going to stand up to some seafood. It's going to stand up to some like light fare, things of that nature. And then it depends. Like so, if you're going chicken, I would say look for more of a Grenache style wine, maybe even Garnacha from Spain. They tend to be a little bit have more of a backbone than regular Grenache from like California, in my opinion. And actually, this is kind of crazy to say. I think Garnacha is a better price point
Mm.
than even like Southern Rhone at the moment with their Grenache blends. I think it's a better price point, and it's also going to have a little bit more of an edge. That's what I've been sipping on more than even Southern Rhone, which is crazy because I love Southern Rhone, but I've just been kind of on that lately. Um, and then for something big, I'm right now the Cabernets that I'm looking at are Washington. I think Washington,
Mm.
bar none, is the best quality for the buck for bigger, bolder wines. So best quality for the buck, and on top of that, it has this it has like kind of this quiet complexity. It reminds me more of Bordeaux with a little bit more sunshine on it. It's beautiful fruit in Washington. If you're doing like a big steak or anything like that, big red meat, pork shoulder, I think that's where to go. Now, of course, you're doing something off the menu, like say we just had a lamb shank in
Mm.
for my birthday dinner,
Hmm.
and I paired it with a Barolo,
Oh, yes,
Nebbiolo.
yes, yes, yes.
It just, I mean, I'm talking about when you talk about singing, it sang out
Hmm.
the plate and out the glass. It was amazing. So yeah, keep in mind good pairing wine for big bold food. Go Barolo's a good one too. Nebbiolo.
Very good suggestions.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Mhm.
Okay, so this part of our show, we have some random questions for you. They may have short or long answers.
Okay.
Okay. All right, here you go. What is your restaurant pet peeve?
When I go to a restaurant, for example, an Italian restaurant, and they have only California wines on it,
Ooh.
they don't have Italian wines from Italy. I have no problem with having some California wines, but when they
Mm-hmm.
don't have Italian wines on the menu by the glass, it drives me crazy. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to just have Chianti. Give me a good Alianico. Give me like something from Tuscany. Don't have me sitting on Chianti Classico all day and white wine too. It just drives me crazy. I need something else.
Mm, that's a really good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's an
drives me. You
excellent
want to see me
answer.
like get annoyed in a restaurant? Yeah, my lady, she'll look at me. She's like, Jay, it's okay. Don't. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm just saying that it don't make no sense that they don't have this on the menu. I don't get it. But whatever. What do I know, right?
Okay, and name your favorite actor or actress.
That's a good one. Wow. Uh, so I'm really into. I watch a lot of movies.
Okay.
Um, I love Morgan Freeman. If you're
Mm,
looking at like actor,
sure.
Denzel, of course. Uh, yeah, that's hard for me. Lorenz Tate. Lorenz
Oh,
Tate is one of my favorites.
oh man.
Yeah.
His episode, do you watch Power?
Oh yes,
Did you
yes.
his episode of Power was hands down my
Was crazy.
favorite.
Yes, that man. He's a wild boy on Power.
He
He's a
really
wild.
is.
He's a wild boy. I really like Lorenz Tate.
Yeah.
Um, for women, I think Vivica Fox is underrated. I like
Oh, okay.
I like Vivica Fox a lot.
Okay.
She takes the roles that she wants. I dig that.
Mhm.
Of course, Holly Berry, uh,
Mhm.
Nia Long. I love Nia Long.
Mhm.
I love Nia Long.
Okay.
I like Selma Hayek too. Actually, I like her style.
Okay.
I like what she does when she picks some really powerful movies that I dig. There's some other ones I'm forgetting, but yeah, those are the ones up top that I can think of right now.
Gotcha. Okay, for me, for women, I'm going to go with Kerry Washington.
Oh, I forgot about Kerry
Yeah.
Washington. She's amazing. I've been in love with that woman forever. Like from the
Yeah.
old school, like she did a Spike Lee movie back in the day, and I was like, oh, who's
Yeah,
this?
she sure did. Not too
Yeah,
many people seen that movie.
yeah, I love that movie.
Yes, see. For men, I think I'm going to go. I mean, of course, you have your Denzels and all of that. I'm gonna go with Will Smith.
You know what's funny? I almost said Will Smith when I was talking to you.
Hmm.
My only problem, so I love Will Smith,
Okay.
but I was thinking that I was like, is he too big for me? Like he does so many blockbuster movies
Yeah.
that would a could I put him on the level as one of the best actors? And you're right, I probably could. I just
Hmm.
yeah, he was on the tip of my tongue, and I was gonna say, and I was like, yeah, Will Smith,
Yeah.
whatever. He was really good at Bad Boys though. Him and Martin both killed the role. Did you watch it yet?
And no, I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, they both killed it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they both killed it. Whatever the critics say, I don't. Whatever. It was good. In my
Okay.
opinion, really,
All
really
right.
good.
All right. What is your favorite wine pairing?
Another good call. Let me see. I mean, I'm old school, so it's probably gonna be like either a big cab with steak because I love steak.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually a big Syrah too. I actually like Syrah.
Mm.
I've been drinking a lot more Syrah lately, so
Yeah.
I tend to go with like something Washington Syrah or like maybe even like a Keenan. I don't know if you're familiar with Keenan. Uh, out of Spring Mountain, Napa,
Mm-hmm.
they do an outstanding Cabernet Sauvignon, and it's a great price. So Keenan is one of my staples. That's what I go to a lot when I am looking. If I want to like have like a really nice meal and I want a
Yeah.
nice cab that I am familiar with, that Keenan is one I go with quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had
What about
you
you?
know what? I had a very basic pairing, and it sort of took me back to the beginning of when I started to really love wine. And
Okay.
that's just a Zinfandel and dark chocolate.
Oh
It's
yeah.
always going to pair beautifully together.
You know what's funny is dark chocolate doesn't pair great with everything,
Yeah.
and you're right, Zinfandel, those
Mm-hmm.
big old like some of the Lodi ones tend to go really well
I
with
agree.
dark chocolate. Have you
Yeah.
ever tried? There's a one specifically that I really and I'm not I drink Zen, but I'm not a Zen. I used to be a huge Zen person,
Yeah.
but the one that I really dig right now is McKay. I don't know if you've ever had McKay.
I don't think so.
If you get a chance to get your hands on McKay Zinfandel, do it. It is
Okay.
outstanding. I think it's volcanic soil that it's coming from,
Mm.
and it is. I mean, it sings. It's very, very well done, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I haven't
Nice.
had it in like 4 vintages, but the 4 years ago, it was the one. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
All right. What is your favorite smell? Favorite scent?
I love this. I love the smell of cooking. So, like specifically, like if I smell onions,
Mm.
um, and if I smell onions and garlic, I'm like, who's cooking? What's going on? What they
Okay.
making for me? You know what I mean? Like that. I love the smell of cooking. I also love what's another smell I really, really dig? I dig lavender quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love lavender.
Yeah.
And then and jasmine is my
Hmm.
jasmine probably is my number one. I just forgot.
Nice.
Yeah, I love jasmine. Yeah.
For me, I love the smell of burning wood. So like a fireplace or a fire
Ooh,
pit.
that's a different one.
Oh my gosh. As soon as I smell it, it's almost like the seasons change. Like if it's going from summer to fall.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. And you start to smell people's fireplaces. I
it makes you
love
happy.
that. Oh gosh. Such a good feeling. I love
No,
that.
you're right. I dig that too. That's a good one. That's a really
Mm-hmm.
good one.
Yeah.
I like fresh soil too. Have you like when after a rain and you
Yeah.
walk and you smell like that kind of wet soil?
Mm-hmm.
I dig that quite a bit. I
Yep.
love it when I get it in wines. Like I get it in some wines, and when I'm blinding or whatever, I'm like, ooh, I love this smell. This is
Yeah.
like it makes me it attracts me more to the wine.
Yeah.
And just being honest. So
Yep. Okay. What do you think is the most sensual grape or wine?
good question. I think normally you're gonna go with a Burgundy. I
Hmm.
think Pinot
Okay.
Noir is sensual,
Yeah.
depending on which part of Burgundy you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I also like if I was pressed, I also like Nerello Mascalese,
Okay.
but like Mount Etna Nerello Mascalese because I feel like the balance that's there and the prettiness of the fruit when you're tasting it is it's pretty it's very sensual. It's very sexy in
Mm.
my opinion. I dig that quite a bit. Yeah, but only off of Mount Etna. I don't know about the rest of these Nerello Mascaleses out there, but I know
Okay.
that's comes specifically from Mount Etna in Sicily that I tend to dig the fruit.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. What about you? That's
Let's
a good
see. For
question.
me, so I have two. One feels more like sensual masculine,
Yeah.
and to me, that's a really nice balanced Malbec.
Oh yeah.
Um,
That's a good one. Like Salta
mhm,
area, like
sure.
northern. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
yeah. I could see that because
Mm-hmm.
they're delicate, but they're also powerful. Like
Yes.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. And this fall I had some really beautiful Beaujolais and they were
Oh,
so sexy. And yeah, it sort of took Beaujolais up a notch. Like, oh man, I should be drinking this year round, not just around
yeah.
Thanksgiving. So yeah,
You get a crew Beaujolais and you in
I'm
it like
telling
that.
you.
It's the stuff. Like it really is. It's probably for my staff. If we ever have Beaujolais by the glass, the whole staff's in it. Like
Mm,
I don't know. I don't even know if we're selling anything because they're drinking all of it, and that's why
yes.
I thank God we don't have none of that by the glass because it would run out so fast. Because it's a staff favorite. Everybody loves Cru Beaujolais. Like it's
Okay.
just one of those things. Yeah, very balanced. Yeah.
All right. So this is the last question. Okay.
Okay.
So it's 60, 65 degrees in California. It's a Saturday night. And I recently saw your picture in front of a fire pit, in front of the fire, and you were
Yeah.
outside. You're
Yeah.
with a group of friends. What are
Uh-huh.
you drinking and what song is playing?
Ooh, that's a good question. Wow. Um. Okay. Let me see. Around the fire pit. What are we drinking? And what song is playing? All right. So I know what we're drinking.
Okay.
Um. There is. I would say we would probably be drinking a Syrah from Mendocino. Probably
Mm,
Halcon. I don't know if you're familiar with Halcon, but Halcon, I'd probably be drinking Halcon Syrah just because it has a smoky
mm,
quality to it. And
mm-hmm.
it's like this cured meat thing going on. I think it would be perfect around a fire outside, 60-degree day. Song that is playing, this is going to throw you for a curveball.
Okay.
I think I'm listening to Cherish the Day from Sade.
Ah, love
Yeah.
it.
I think that's what's playing in the background because it's dusk. It's starting to get a little dark in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and like the sun is going down, and you really want to sex up the scene with everybody there having a good time. And we're
Mm-hmm.
drinking some great Syrah, and we got the fire pit going. Yeah, Cherish the Day, Sade is playing in the background.
Love that.
What about you?
Love that. Okay. So for me, um, all right. I'm gonna go with local. So I'm going to be sipping a Cab Franc for let's see, let's go with Maryland. A Cab Franc from Maryland.
Okay,
They if I wanted to get specific, let's go with all right, Black Ankle Vineyards. So if
okay.
you're ever in town, we have to take you to some wineries around here because we
I
got
was just
some
about to
really
ask
good
you
ones.
about them.
Yeah. All
Black
right.
Ankle Vineyard.
So Yep,
Cab
Black
Franc.
Ankle Vineyards. We're gonna do a
Okay.
Cab Franc, and let's see, what song would I be playing? Huh? Oh, we're gonna take it back. All right,
Okay.
we're gonna take it back to Maxwell's first. We're gonna take it back to Maxwell's first single.
Well,
Wait, Get to Know You. Is that the first? It was the first single. Hold on, let me double check. Hold on.
was it Get to Know You? It was I know what it
Uh,
is.
maybe it was.
It's not
Maxwell.
something. It's
Wait, was it something something though? I think that might have been it. I think it was something something. That works. I don't know which one was first. But we're
I'm
gonna
trying to
go
roll it
with
in my head.
yeah, we're gonna go with Maxwell something something.
Okay,
Yes, with
got
my
it.
cab
That's a,
from Maryland.
that's
Yeah,
that's a good one actually.
yeah.
Everybody be dancing and stuff with their
There you
glass of wine.
go. There you go. Feeling good.
Oh, tell me more about Maryland wine. I don't know about it. Like, tell me something cool about that area.
So we have quite a few wineries between Maryland and Virginia.
Okay,
And now I mean we're nothing compared to like a California. What we're starting to do in this area is grow grapes that belong to this land. Like we're
gotcha,
not trying to be like California and grow Cabernet grapes like California. We're trying to
gotcha,
grow Cabernet grapes like Maryland, if that makes
gotcha.
sense.
Okay, that makes
So
sense to me.
yeah, Virginia has a lot more to choose from, but Maryland, it's small but pack a powerful punch.
Gotcha. I
So
got
they're starting to make bubbles and they're starting to make rosés and all of that stuff. But
you. Okay.
yeah, one of our hosts, she does Maryland wine tours. So she only takes people to Maryland wineries, distilleries, and breweries. So
Okay.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to touch base with her when I get out there because I really like my mother would dig that, and if we
yeah.
went down, I've already kind of put it in her head that I want to get out to Washington D.C. soon. So
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I think that would be a great trip to go like
Yeah,
wine tasting and figure out what's going on.
a lot of the styles in Maryland and Virginia are compared to mm, maybe between Burgundy and Bordeaux because
Okay.
it's microclimates between Maryland and Virginia. So yeah.
I think I tasted like so I got my lady's cousin lives in Virginia and he goes wine tasting all the time. So he tells me
Mm-hmm.
about what's going on in Virginia.
Yeah.
And I actually got a chance to try a Nebbiolo from Virginia and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
interesting. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
think I didn't even know they were growing Nebbiolo out there. I was really surprised. And it
Sure.
was solid. It wasn't bad. It was like it's pretty even. It didn't remind me of Nebbiolo from Piedmont, but
Yeah.
it was still delicious. So
Yeah. Yeah. We have a lot of Italian winemakers who come here and buy land and grow grapes. I tasted a really good Tanat from Virginia. Yeah. So yeah, they're doing big things.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the good stuff. That thing and that's also an underrated grape varietal that pairs really well with food.
Oh yes, it does.
Yeah, dry
Absolutely.
finish normally. It's pretty fruity up front. Tends to be dry on the finish. It's pretty like sharp tannins, but that's good
Mm-hmm.
for food. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Sorry,
Before
I'm a
we
nerd
go,
sometimes.
oh,
I'm,
who are you
I'm a nerd
talking
sometimes.
to?
I
Who
get
are you
real nerdy
talking
with the
to?
wine.
Before we close out, tell everybody where they can find you, where they can
Okay.
follow you, and where they can find your book.
Okay. So if you can find my book, that's easy. You can just go to fruitinglass.com, all one word, fruitinglass.com. On social media, I'm Jaton Gunter everywhere, Jaton, and then Gunter, Gunter. My Etsy stuff. So this is the best way to reach me actually is to go to my Instagram. Go to my
Mhm.
Instagram because in my bio, I have like a whole link tree to where you can find all my stuff. And so I have an Etsy store with all my like online. If you want to do shopping online, perfect place to go for some gear. My black wino stuff going on there too, which I did quite a bit. And then, but everything else online is Jaton Gunter. So you can just type in Jaton Gunter, you'll find me, or Fruit and Glass.
Awesome. Jayton, thank you so much for being on the show. This was a pleasure.
Tell
Tell
her I
your
just said
mom
what's
hello
up.
from Southeast.
I will, and thank you so much for inviting me on this. I appreciate you guys, and yeah, this was awesome. I had a great time.
Awesome. You have a good night.
Hey, you too. Take care.
All right. Bye bye. Thanks for joining the Swell Suite, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode with Jaton. Don't forget to follow him on Instagram and check out his book, Fruit in a Glass. You can follow me, Vine Me Up on all social media. And it's February, Black History Month. So I am featuring one Black person in wine every day this month. Whole 29 days, you can find someone new to follow who is Black in the wine industry. Just follow my Instagram at Vine Me Up, and you can follow the Swell Suite at Swell Suite on all social media. Don't forget to follow our other hosts, Girl Meets Glass, Vino Noir, and Vino 301. Cheers!